Hello, this is Team 4's intermediate presentation. My name is Mitch Anderson.
Michael Riccobono.
Daniel Tanner.
Justin Lewis.
And our topic is the gas capture module. So to start off, we're going to start off with the problem that we're trying to solve here, and that is flaring. And why, you may ask, that is a problem? Well, it's very simple. You're wasting energy, and that's not good for sustainability if we're wanting to do long-term life on this planet. You're wasting a lot of money. You can just see it. You're burning gas straight into the air, and then it's also a very bad image for your company. As you can see from our image right here, we have a picture of a well flaring right there, and it also shows how much natural gas that we've been starting to produce from the Bakken up there in North Dakota. As you can see, one of the main problems why this is bad for us is just look at the volume of gas that's been flared. That's $187 million worth, 120, 158. That's a lot of money that we're just burning off into the environment, and it has negative impacts on the environment, as well as just waste of money in the eyes of a company that can save a lot of money with our project. So one of the big things that's causing this problem is that we're just flaring it off, and government regulation is now starting to come in, and by, as you can see here, November 1st, 2020, they want 91 to 95% of the gas to actually be captured. So this is a problem that within a couple of years, we're going to have to, at the end of the day, you're going to have to be capturing this gas. So that is what government regulation is pushing for. So that's what our project's trying to solve. So there's a couple of reasons here why you can see why we're not actually capturing this gas. But I first want you to take note of this image right here. This is a satellite image, and you can see you have Minneapolis over here that's lit up. That's a major city. But then over to your left there, you have the Bakken oil fields, and that is a satellite image of flaring. So the fact that we can just see this from space is a huge problem. And what causes this is that you have no pipelines near the well. If gas is at a low price, it's not economical to do sometimes. And then it's also very dangerous to transport methane. I was actually driving up towards Shreveport, and traffic got stopped at 10 at night, and one of the tankers that was traveling it, or one of the 18-wheelers, had blown up. So, I mean, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous business. So Justin's going to take over here.
All right, so we went over some of the methods to solving our problem. We looked at gas flaring and determined that liquid natural gas production would probably be the best bet in terms of environmentally friendly, as well as possibly making a profit. So we targeted wells in North Dakota, and we brought this to our advisor, who said it was a good idea. And we decided to look more into what LNGs are. So basically, it's methane that's been liquefied and refrigerated down to 260 degrees Fahrenheit. The process would be that the gas, instead of being flared off from the separator, it would be compressed into a sub-cryogenic freezer that would liquefy it at negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit, stored in a temperature-controlled tank, and then brought to market with a LNG temperature-controlled truck. We thought we were doing pretty good, but it turns out that some companies are already doing this process, such as G2it, Dresser-Rand, Galileo Technologies, and Micro LNG. So now our goal is to actually kind of go over the process, learn about the process, see if there's any way that we could improve upon it, and really get some more information about these companies, and hopefully educate ourselves as well as the industry execs that we meet.
All right, thanks, Justin. From this gas graph, you can tell that there's a lot of money to be had when it comes to production of gas, and we just put some schematics of what it costs. So for compressors, we found that the big deal is to lease them out at sites. So Typically, on average, it's around $2,500 for a compressor to be put on a site per month. So if you have a lot of gas that's worth a lot of money, it could be beneficial for a company. Other costs are to get into natural gas, liquefied natural gas. You would need a cooling unit, which is a big bulk of the money, and an LNG truck. So here we're at the completions phase of the well, and vapor quality is very important when determining what to do. Say, for instance, you have a well that makes 1,000 barrels per day of oil, and in that you have per, like, I guess 100 barrels of oil is 20 MCF of gas vapor. So, typically every day there is about 200 MCF of gas comes out of the well. So that needs to be either flared off or combusted or whatever, captured, and then sold to market. So the vapors normally are around 1,000 BTUs, and in some areas they could be worth about 2,000 BTUs. That's good quality of vapor, and that just doubles the price of vapor. So gas right now today would be $2.70 of MCF, which would now turn that to about $5 and some change. So if we take that $200 of MCF times the $5.30, you get about $1,000 per day. So at a month, it's around $33,000. And for a compressor to be put on and moved onto site, it's about $2,500 a month. So you're netting profit from just that around $29,000. And there's other things that to come into that you have to take an action for costs. It could be pipeline fees or fuels burned off. It just depends. So you want to determine how much gas is being flared or how much gas is coming out of the well. Does the well produce naturally? If it does, yes, you want a vapor recovery unit. If not, then you use compression or a sucker rod pump or artificial lift. So areas of application. Well, typically we decided that the Bakken is where we want to focus all our energy and basically say this is where the problem is. There's so much gas being flared, but we can't forget about the Barnett and the Haynesville-Bossier shale gas plays. So vapor recovery units, VRUs, their main purpose is to make money. Sending that gas that we recover to the proper pipelines to increase the company's total volume of gas sold. One, it lowers greenhouse gas emissions, which is a big deal, not just for the company, but it's a good thing in our society. Thank you.
All right, so in conclusion, from the information you've seen before, we can conclude that on-site LNG production is actually a viable solution for companies looking to increase profits per month, and for companies who are within a strict area that has government regulations that require a high percentage of gas capture. And so as far as future work goes, we're looking to reduce the cost of equipment and operations. So as far as our project goes, like what we have left before, I guess, the main presentation, we want to obtain more accurate prices of equipment and maybe talk to some more companies currently employing these systems that we talked about beforehand, and maybe get some more specific examples, I guess. And as far as acknowledgments goes, we'd really like to thank our faculty advisor, Jonathan Knowles. He's been a great help in this project. He's given us great advice. We've met with him a couple times, and he's all about the project, basically. And also, we'd like to thank Alex Flournoy. He works for this pump company, and he's basically our industry advisor. So he's actually given us real-world data, specific examples, and he's all about the project. He's great. And last but not least, we'd like to thank Dr. Mileva and the TAs Huey and Deo, and all the stuff that they've done for us. They really pushed us to do better, and basically all the feedback has been super helpful. And I can honestly say that we have learned a lot, and we will be ready for industry or the professional life after this. Here's our works cited, and at this point we would ask for any questions, and we'd like to thank you for listening, taking the time to listen to our presentation.
Thank you.